All right, well, we got to get started somewhere, so we might as well start right here. What's going on, Sean? For those that don't know, this is Sean. Sean's our media team lead. Speak, my guy.
Hello.
This is Sean.
Hi, everyone.
Sean's been with Loft. We deducted the other day, coming up on 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a grip.
And look what we've built here, sir.
Joined, what, 2019? I was in high school.
Sounds pretty royal to this music in the background.
I joined in 2019 when I was in high school.
Why do you have ChatGPT up?
Because I'm getting ready to write a medieval story while we're doing this podcast, so I can read it aloud to you guys.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so we're going to have ChatGPT creating a story. I got Celsius pouring in a water bottle.
Making your pee look in water bottle again.
Listen, it's a dark orange, but I hear you. So this is going to be episode 20, and ooh, it's bubbling, it's bubbling, it's bubbling, it's bubbling. Oh, man, I should have taken some water out, guys. I think I created a bomb.
Oh, pee bomb, pee
Oh,
bomb.
no, I think I made a bomb. Oh, no. Oh, it's so... I was going to say it was so hard, and then I
You said it anyway.
I still said it. The water bottle is getting real built up. Okay, I think we're good. I'm just scared to...
Yeah, it looks like it's going to blow.
Oh, man.
It's going to blow!
All right, I'm slowly undoing it.
I'm saying
I'm
make me a
terrified.
middle-aged fantasy lore story with dragons,
Dragons,
Orcs.
balls, and Z's. Okay, go on.
balls.
That would be an anime. No, don't have balls. All right. Every 20 episodes or so, we're going to do this.
We're going to have like a little...
Yeah. Behind the scenes, we got the keyboard and mouse on the board today. We got Pat in here. And Pat, you're going to be on more of these.
Yes,
I've asked you to be on more, but you're just out selling too many dang homes.
I'm trying to.
So, but yeah, like every 20 or so, just
Yeah.
coming on,
That sounds
jumping in.
fun. We just mess around.
Oh, it's making the story.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say the story. I was sitting back relaxing. So let's get like, what's it like working here? I feel like that's.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
No,
what's
kidding.
it? Yeah, you don't have to lie. Jeez, that story's long. Do you want me to read it or do you want to read it? What are we doing here? Oh my goodness.
Well, to answer your first question,
Yeah.
I like working here. It's good. It's cool. I get to shoot video all the time. I get to edit video all the time, and I get to look at video and review videos all the time.
Videos.
And you love that video stuff. Where a lot
Video
of
stuff's
people
always
hate
been
it.
fun.
Content. I love content. Do you like content
know you
or
do.
do you just shoot content?
I mean, I feel like it's part of the team. Content's cool. It definitely gets your name and your voice out there. Everybody enjoys it.
I'm gonna read this story.
Okay, so Patrick just created a story using ChatGPT.
I literally just asked the internet, make me a middle-aged fantasy lore story with dragons, orcs, and zebras.
Zebras.
In the Middle Ages, there existed a mystical land known as Eldoria, a realm where dragons soared through the skies, orcs roamed the vast forests, and zebras galloped across the great plains. The land was divided into 3 kingdoms, each ruled by a different race. The Dragon Kingdom, located in the fiery mountains of the north, was a land of molten lakes and volcanic landscapes. The dragons here were wise and ancient. To the east lay the Orcish Empire. The orcs were fierce warriors known for their strength and bravery. Their leader, Chief Urgrok. Who are all these people? I thought we were going to be in this stuff.
You didn't tell me to bring you guys up.
I didn't ask you to write a story at all. We need a better prompt for this. This is just a story.
It's a good start.
What about space? You guys want to talk about space?
Do you
don't think
think
it's
space
real.
is everything or nothing?
I don't think it's real.
Everything or
Everything
nothing?
or nothing. What do you mean?
Is it everything or is there nothing there?
I think it's both. In a way.
Well, I agree with that take. I agree with the take that it probably is either everything or nothing. Like it probably is infinite billions of light years, like they tell us, or it's just like a projection.
Yeah, I don't know. My thing is like, what technology are we using to figure out
Right?
how
Where are we
big
getting
it
these
is?
Can we pull up pictures that
Like-
have been taken from these
Oh, yeah,
telescopes
yeah,
up
yeah.
there? Like, I am fully on board with you. How are we taking these pictures?
So
Giant mirrors?
Look at this crap.
there's this.
What is that?
It's beautiful. And that was probably taken billion light years away. Just interrupt us, Pat. What are you saying?
There's this theory
Wow.
that you know how atoms are set up. It's basically a neuron
Oh,
with
yeah.
electrons floating around,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's supposed
Tell
to be
me.
a universe.
Mm-hmm. So it's like that's its own universe.
Yeah. So
Wait. So like the molecular structure.
not even
Yeah.
the molecular structure, the atomic structure of an atom
What's the difference between an atomic? Oh, I get you with the nucleus. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
heard.
central part is the nucleus.
Yeah. Okay.
And all outlying electrons flying on their own path based on orbital gravity from the nucleus.
Oh no,
It's
it looks
supposed
like a
to-
universe.
Looks like a universe.
Oh no.
And all universes are basically such a vast amount of space in between each other, given the space of how molecules are bonded by specific atoms.
Say again.
So basically, if two atoms are attached to each other, if you could make them large enough to where it would show up on the point of that ninja star, it would probably be like 2 blocks away. Atoms are pretty far apart.
Really?
Yes. They're just, all the energy in between them is what makes it a physical force.
That's crazy too, because this table is made of atoms that are moving and vibrating, and like you said, a distance away, but yet it's a hard surface.
Yeah.
It doesn't make my brain doesn't work. Is space real?
But going back to what I was saying is, so imagine each solar system represents a singular atom. And solar systems are supposed to be vast amounts of space or light years apart. And the collection of solar systems are galaxies. And are those molecules? And are, like, is it just all ever going that everything in an atom is a universe and it's ever expanding, and that's why we can't
This
figure
is like
it out?
Horton Hears a Who.
Motherfucker.
This is like Horton Hears a Who. Are we? Oh man, now you're bringing up simulation
I was saying,
theory,
I'm
man.
jumping around now.
I'll say, oh man, all this stuff hurts my brain, but at the end of the day, I have peace to an extent with it because we don't know. Are we
Yeah.
ever gonna know?
It hurts to think about it.
It does hurt to think.
You know what else really
It's
hurts?
uncomfortable.
Simulation.
Magnets?
Magnets hurt. I'm pretty sure if you got a large enough magnet, it'll hurt.
That's fair.
I guess
Like
we
if
got
you had
metal
your
in us.
hand in between, like two magnets that are about to crush.
I'm
yeah,
just
you
saying,
could
if we
probably
got
crush
a
your hand.
super magnet, we're all made out of electrical pulses on our brain. It'll mess something up.
Are you? I don't think that's true.
I'm pretty sure if there's a
If
strong
there was a
enough
strong enough magnet, we would get jacked up.
I think. What about Breaking Bad when they had that big magnet?
What about the?
Don't we live in an electromagnetic? We know
X-Men-
nothing about what we're talking about. The simulation hypothesis proposes that all of reality, including the Earth and the universe, is in fact an artificial simulation created by an advanced simulation. While this may sound like science fiction, the notion that human existence might be simulation has gained traction among some philosophers, futurists, and technologists. I will say there is a way that this has been put that makes sense to me. It's when simulation theory is brought up with probability theory or something, basically like based off of probability, certain things will happen over a given period of time. And this theory is, hey, we started delving into simulations and video games in like the early to mid 80s. It got popularized, commercialized in the 90s, became kind of what we know it to be today over another 15-year span. Give that another 10,000 years, and you don't think we could create something that's complete emotional, spiritual likeness to real life and then create a simulation around it, and then they all feel sentient?
So,
And then we
God.
could be living in a simulation in that theory.
I want to give you guys, and Black Mirror did a depiction of this, and it
What a good show.
blew my mind. The Mortal Kombat episode.
Oh, yeah. What a crazy episode.
To give some backstory about that episode is
Don't watch it around your parents.
Wait, why are we going into this? This has nothing to do with simulation theory. Or I guess it
I mean, it
kind of
is.
does.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of is.
But it asks a lot of questions. If I'm in it playing a simulation with my boy, and he's a hot chick, is it gay?
yes.
All right, that's a little different.
Yeah, that's completely different from what we're talking about.
But I don't know if it is or not. I mean, consciously, maybe. I don't know.
I have no opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we in a simulation? I have no clue.
Yeah.
I don't know. Get off your phone. What are we
Your
doing?
dad's calling
Then
me.
put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Or
No
speaker.
phones in the studio. Come on. Look up weren't you trying to look up the differences or similarities between the atomic structure and
Yeah, I was looking, but
like atoms, how similar are atoms to universe?
You don't want to think about that
Like a
way too
universe
much
or
when you're on
something like
acid. That's what I'm saying.
the atoms and solar system one. The atom with the center nucleus and surrounding orbits of electrons has a remarkable similarity to the makeup of the solar system, with the sun as a central nucleus around which the planets orbit the resulting one in one unified structure. And of course, every time we're looking up at the sky and every star we're seeing is another sun for some other galaxy.
That could be another atom.
Jeez.
okay, I'm going. So not going off another
Jeez.
tangent. Just to go deeper, like How big is the universe?
Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever seen pictures of the sky when it's like really dark out?
93 billion light years.
I'll make it. I'll get to the end. I'll do
I
it.
can't wrap my brain around that.
I can't eat.
You
Like,
don't need
what
to.
is this?
We just
like,
need a wormhole.
What is that? This is Big Bang expansion theory, which is another thing. It's like trying to explain why we have what we have with fact always baffles me. Like we're 80, maybe this guy that's making some theory is 50 years into living on something that's supposedly 14 billion years old. How are we supposed to say how it started? How big is the universe?
there could be somebody like
Observable universe is thus a sphere with a diameter of about 28.5 gigaparsecs, which is 93 billion light years.
But listen to this. If you, like I said, if you take an atom and put it just large enough so you could see it on the tip of that ninja star right there,
Yeah.
the next closest atom for this table would be like 2 blocks away. So of course a star that big like has to be millions of light years away. Like it's all relative to size. What if we're just like smaller than like the smallest thing of the smallest thing?
But that still goes to relative to size. To play devil's advocate to, getting on the dark side of thoughts around this, I mean, it kind of makes life a little bit simpler if that's the case, doesn't it?
We don't matter.
Isn't that the case for that movie? The movie I was babbling about for months, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
oh yeah.
Nothing matters.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it does. It matters to you.
Sure.
Right.
I think that's the point of it.
Yeah.
You make the most of what you have.
Yeah, and then it's also like thinking about if I made this choice at that time, I'd be here. I'd be at a different point. I'd be at a better
like,
point.
ugh.
But you'd have your own issues
That's
at
where I
that
get
point.
obsessed.
Sorry, I got personal.
Yeah.
That's where I feel I get obsessed. All the different options. If I did this
Yeah.
thing, could that have happened?
But it's like you can't do that.
You can't.
Because then, I mean,
All right.
you just make yourself sadder.
I wish we had a camera guy behind the screen because we got to point one thing out.
What's that?
You got cats, bro. We got cat scratches on
Oh,
our hands.
yeah.
Quit playing with those dark things.
Well, yeah, he does. I literally do it on purpose because like he gets annoyed at me and he tries hitting me, and I literally just go. And he's like, "Get on me!" And I'm like, "No."
I'm a cat.
Cats are wild. That's a debate I'd have all day and night. As I get having cats, but dogs are just so much chiller.
But
they don't
why?
hate you.
What?
Cats don't hate you.
Dogs are so much chiller.
Sometimes.
What about Toast?
Toast is not a chill.
Oh, yeah, that
There's
dog's
And if
crazy.
you ever seen Toast kennel, that's why. He like lives in a little like wooden cage, like away from society.
Why?
I
'Cause he's a
love.
little electric potato.
I love cats. I mean, yeah, sure, they can be annoying as hell, but so can dogs.
Absolutely.
But cats, like, I
cats
don't know.
don't bark.
They don't. They
Cats-
meow loud though sometimes, which
They're
is
like,
annoying.
hey.
Yeah, like I
Cats are persistent as hell too.
yeah, they are. They're
Like-
smart too.
Like if Belle wakes up
Kinda.
in the morning like my dog, like a little too early, like she thinks it's time to go out. She's like, time to go outside. Like she starts getting all excited, like, and then I look at her like, lay down. She's going, oh my bad, and then she'll go back to sleep.
Yeah, but then like
But a cat,
I feel bad.
meow, meow.
Shut up.
Meow. It's
Dumb
not
cat.
It's,
Then it's just like
You know who's
meow.
a really? You want to know
And
who's a
that's not
really
gonna
good
stop.
cat? Your mom's cat, Moose.
Oh,
Moose is a great cat.
me and Selena were just talking
Man.
about him last
Moose
night.
is a Maine Coon. You want to look up a Maine Coon cat? If no one's ever seen a Maine Coon,
I think it's a Maine Coon.
is it Maine Coon?
I think it's a Maine Coon.
I call it Man Coon because he's a little crazy, but it is Maine Coon. Oh my god,
Dude, there he is.
Moose.
Moose.
That's a little ugly. So that's my
Yeah,
problem
why
with
does
Maine
his face
Coons.
look
though.
like that?
Yeah, but that's what
looks
Moose's
more.
face looks like.
His face looks more like that cat. He's just not gray.
Maine Coons are there's some that are cute, but like there's also some that are super ugly. Like
We had one that was a
Hey.
big cat. That thing walked around the corner. His name was Cooper. You're like, dog, that's not a normal cat that lives in
My
a house.
friend's parents'
outta
cats have a cat named Socks.
No.
And the thing is the size of this table almost.
Holy cow. do his paws have a different color than
They're huge.
Well, I'm saying, are they different color than the rest
Yeah,
of them?
no,
So
it
I'm
has
like,
white socks.
That's why I figured the name Socks. That's a cute name. I always wanted to have a cat just so I could let it be an outdoor cat. That's what I think's dope. When you have an
Yeah.
animal,
You don't have to-
because we had that growing up. Her name was Coco up until like age 12, and she would be gone all day doing her thing, and then she'd just be back. Is that the healthiest thing for your household? Probably not.
Nah.
Probably dragging in a lot of diseases. But isn't that the other thing too with cats is they have that disease that you can have, and like you're not supposed to have cats around pregnant women because it can be carried around in their litter. I forget what it's
I
called.
haven't-
It's extremely common.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard of that.
you just got to make sure you clean their poop.
I don't know the details of it, but it cat disease with litter box or something like that.
Or is it? Oh, with the litter box.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the litter box because they poop inside. Yeah, disease is pregnancy. Because I know it yet. I know it's Pregons, nasi. Toxoplasmosis is an infection with a parasite called the Toxoplasma gondii. People often get the infection from eating undercooked meat. You can also get it from contact with cat feces. The parasite can pass to a baby during pregnancy.
That's why I always make my daughter scoop the cat litter.
So she gets the toxoplasmosis?
I don't. That way, my baby doesn't get hurt when I'm pregnant.
Okay, that's fair. I guess. I like how it has. Make sure that you know Mo is in the middle of that word. Toxoplasmosis. But yeah, it's a serious thing, and I do know for a fact if you are pregnant or looking to become pregnant, you are not supposed to be in or near where the litter box is or clean it.
Don't be playing with poop.
But the thing about it is it can stay in your blood for a while. It's something you can have for a long time and not know. And then you go to have a kid, and then all of a sudden you're passing on this toxoplasmosis, which I don't even know what the effects of it are. Like
Old poop blood.
Is that what you get?
That's what I got from that.
You got kid. Yeah.
Watch out for the old poop blood, kid.
Oh my God, the old poop blood again. Yeah, don't get that. That'll get you.
Speaking of kid, I think it's crazy that you don't know who the Taco Bell Chihuahua was until like 2 weeks ago. That's still the nuttiest.
Yeah.
Oh
I thought
my God.
I thought about that like 17 times.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah, now you do.
There's nothing racist about that, Sean.
Dude, okay, wait, no, you weren't here for this one. If I just do this, I'm gonna make a song, all right, real quick. And I'm gonna make the beat, and I just want you to tell me which company I'm talking about. Ready?
Listening.
Dun, 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 dun,
That's Six Flags.
Yep. He's never seen the Six Flags. He's an old guy.
Can I show you guys what's been all over my TikTok?
The Shrek guy. Yes, dude. I've been seeing these at raves. Can you go full screen?
Yeah. This is. I heard they actually like Disney copyrighted the sound. So they actually had to like mute the audio for one of the concerts.
Oh my goodness.
This has been all over my For You page, and like honestly,
I couldn't imagine being
mind.
on like acid or drugs and some of these
could.
visuals. Like some of these things would be terrifying.
That's the point. It's really
Oh,
cool.
here it is.
This dance is hilarious.
And people are like redoing it on TikTok and just recreating it.
But
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen people just.
But
they're like,
but we're so,
That's terrifying.
no, it's not.
I mean, no, if you're not under any influence, it's not terrifying. You're correct.
No,
But there's a lot of
even
people that are.
If you're educated and you take the right amount of dosage with whatever you're doing there in a recreational manner, in a safe environment and staying well hydrated.
You're right. Them blacking out the bottom bars and the top section of the video screen to give it that 3D effect is so cool.
I'd freak out, dude.
I wouldn't.
Good for you. Good for you, because I know that's some person's nightmare out there right now.
I also think about I always think about it from like a production side. Like, imagine making this. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think they use? Like
goes into-
Blender
I have no
or
clue.
how much time?
I would
no
use
clue
a
what goes into,
computer,
like,
Sean,
actual
not a
animation.
blender.
Come on, give me that. Give me that. Come on.
Just throwing it in. Why isn't this making Shrek?
Oh man.
Like
Just
in
Shrek
19
3 is spinning around with eggs in a blender?
Yeah, like you literally have the VHS in there. Create, mother.
I'm trying to think of
Mind-blowing
like.
visuals
Dude, this one's
itself.
crazy.
I haven't seen this one. Oh, the DJ's in front of it.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That looks like a one of
looks
those things
real.
from The Last of Us.
It does.
A clicker.
Like almost
Click, 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 click.
Medusa type look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like scaly arms.
Look how many people have phones.
I
That's
just
insane.
know if me and my
Not a phone in
my
sight.
party are rolling up to
beautiful.
that, and she just pops out of nowhere, and be like, "Dude, we gotta go."
Is it a she? I think it's Groot.
That's
I am
Groot's
Groot.
mom.
That's Groot's mom.
Is this the things that Austin went to that he always talks about?
Whoa.
Does that woman have bicep snake arms?
I think she has bicep. Oh my God, bicep snake arms.
Oh,
Sean's
crap.
nickname's the bicep
Competition. Yeah.
Look at
This
that
is cool.
scales.
But Shrek is still is a bit better to me. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is cool though.
She's pretty, or he, or Groot.
I love
Groovy.
house music like this.
It's also kind of just looping. There's no real creativity to it.
well, no, you this is like an intro to a set. Like,
Okay, well, it's not really getting me hype.
boom, 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 boom. That's,
Have you ever been to one of those?
Yeah.
Like a EDM fest?
yeah, like that's more like house music.
House
That's-
music. Okay.
I'm April and I'm going to Costa Rica and I'm going to one.
Firefly's the only one, and dude, I have confirmation now since we've shot.
Oh, yeah.
I have actually gotten confirmation now.
That's not.
100% Firefly is gone.
What?
I'm moving out of
Full
Delaware.
confirmation
For good?
for good.
Why?
So the last, and it finally made sense now because the leading theory. So backing up, AEG, I forget the name of it. It's something Entertainment Group owns Firefly. They bought Red Frog out in I think it was 2021. I might be wrong there. Bought them out. Red Frog's gone. They got their money. Good for them. Created a great festival. And now after 2022. They said they weren't coming back. They said it had to do with logistical reasons they were coming back in 2024. Leading conspiracy theory is that because this AEG also owns Coachella, that they viewed it as competition and shut it down. But that didn't make any sense. I mean, does that make sense to you? Because they're on different coasts.
Delaware just doesn't seem like a great standpoint for a music festival. All the airports are so far away. So
That is a big piece of it. But people drive.
but
People drive.
Yeah, so
Or-
it's pretty
or
populated
locals.
up
Locals, we go.
people drive to the music
Or
festivals
when?
from outside of the area and all that stuff and kids, but like you get like
Can you bring up Firefly? We'll come up if we did that.
you get your like
here.
average 16 to like 24-year-old the average festival goer
Yeah.
like them having in their budget to catch a flight and then
Sure.
take an Uber is one thing, but catch
Sure.
a flight, rent a car, do all that stuff.
My parents never let me go to Firefly. I didn't
No?
really want to.
You never
anyway.
went?
No.
No, that's fine. It's not it's a cool thing to say that you did. I definitely had some cool moments. I'll tell you one of the funnest things I did, and I'll have to remember that we talked about this, so I tell him to listen in. But John Edwards, we went there one year, and we spent at least 5.5 hours just day drinking and playing this beer pong with volleyballs. Like it was basically trash cans and volleyballs.
Yeah.
And basically we just had to sit there and shoot basketball form these volleyballs in the trash cans. And we were just killing people. It was great. This looks awesome.
You can roller skate there? That looks
I've
fun.
never seen roller skating at Firefly. It must be in the camping area. That's one thing that I didn't get, the camping.
Well, because we live
Oh,
so
yeah, I
close.
would never do that.
Yeah. But either way, the confirmed theory, the confirmation, get off your phone.
Your father keeps reaching out to me.
Well, tell him. You tell him I said stop. It's fine. I get him. I love him. Is they have financial interest in Ocean's Calling.
What is that?
It's the Ocean City.
It's the Dave Matthews Band version of Firefly.
It's quite honestly, it speaks a lot to what you just said. It goes after a different demographic. It's
Mo money.
more money, less drama.
Yeah.
Because you're getting old. So they bring in bands that are older, that speak to the 30, 40, 50-year-old. It makes tons of sense. They have expendable income.
Yeah, especially for like, you know, all like the issues that can come
Imagine
that already have
some-
happened at
Oh
Firefly.
my God.
Imagine
or different
Firefly.
ones, like Travis Scott's.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Firefly, but for like John Mayer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and they've had chill people. Like they had Sir Paul in there, Paul McCartney. Like they've had people in there that fit that demographic. So I would go, and they're replacing it with Phish. Phish Festival is going to be in.
Yeah.
Now that is not AEG representative. I don't know who represents them or
And that's FPH.
PH. Yeah, look that up. PH.
The youngest person there is going to be 40.
I don't know. So Phish Festival apparently, I think it's Mondegreen is the band, but Mondegreen as a band, yeah, Mondegreen. On sale. Yeah, Mondegreen Weekend Festival Pass and Camping RV Passes. So just like Firefly, August 15th through 18th.
Can we see the lineup?
Yeah.
Where is the lineup?
Oh no. Let's see. Menu, and this is on Phish.com.
Is it just one band
PHISH.
playing for 3 days?
It's not, but
The
Phish
band.
is the band. Mondegreen is I believe, the festival. So maybe
Can
we
we
got to
listen
go
to
to
some Phish
Mondegreen.
music?
Maybe we got to go to Mondegreen. Let's do that. Oh, never mind. Yeah, go to Mondegreen. Let's do that.
Where's that? Oh, you mean like a different website?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Or we just type up Phish lineup. Like,
Well, no, Phish is the band. Mondegreen
Oh.
is the event. Mondegreen Festival lineup. Nice. Mondegreen, Delaware. That was from a couple weeks ago. All right, so let's get it. Let's get onto a website. That's
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it's probably not going to be it. Here, back out real quick. There was a website. Scroll down. Jambase. Probably going to have something. It's got information. All right. August 15th to August 18th. It's a 4-day event that promises an array of interactive fan experiences, specially curated with regional food and drink, art installations, and more. In addition to Phish's performances as per an announcement.
It's just Phish.
Is it?
For 4 days.
There's no way it's just one band performing.
For 4 days.
One of the reasons that Excuse Me While I Kiss This Guy substituted for Jimi Hendrix Excuse Me While I Kiss This... What? Is this still the same stuff?
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
That's a classic. I am a little confused myself now.
I think it is just Phish.
I am a little bit confused myself.
You don't get it? Come on, man. It's part of the Phish experience.
So go to the Mondegreen, go up real quick, go to like Mondegreen, August 15th. Ticket options. How much are these tickets? Find tickets. Let's see what we're looking at.
Let's do some digging,
Let's do some diggings here. If we're going to the Mondegreen in Dover, maybe this will have a lineup. Tickets by now. Is there any more information? Nope. Just go. They said here's an address.
Let me buy it. I'll buy it with the Loft card.
Is
All
it
good.
truly one band performing 4 days and you're just there having a good time until they perform?
What even is Phish?
It's the band.
Can you play music by Phish?
Yeah, we'll have to at this point. So there's camping, travel packages. All I have to say is if this is just one band and they are honestly $450 for general admission for 4 days, that was a typical FireFly ticket. This cannot be one band.
All right.
It's a really good band.
I gotta hear this band. I've never.
Have you heard of
it.
them?
Man, I'm not no Phish guy.
I'm so lost here. Are we really bringing in a 4-day festival for a... Bitch, here we go.
Never made it as a wise man.
I got 4 things to say. Never made it as one.
That was so funny. All right, we got the little 5-second ad. Let's pop this in. Let's see what Phish is really about. This is the whole set.
Most recent.
Gamehenge.
Whoa.
Yeah, Grandma, for example, the guy who owns Harpua is the same guy who gave
What is
Esther
this?
the dog.
I clicked at the right time.
I hate this and I don't want it in Delaware.
What is this bullshit?
Why is John C.
What is
Reilly
going
playing
on?
the drums?
This guy's got donuts on his shirt.
I think
Why
that's
is
the
Grandma
grass.
on a bed on stage? Is this Broadway?
Also know that years ago, this dude, Colonel Forbin,
All right, I can't take.
Yo,
it.
this is awful. That's pretty
Whoa.
cool.
Yes. Yeah. That's
All right, so now we get some cool visual effects.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, this isn't a band for 4 days. This is something else for 4 days. I'll tell you that.
We're going. We're gonna go. We're gonna get the sponsorship to be the talk.
We
show
have
for
to
this.
go now.
We're gonna Sam Cam this. We're gonna Sam Cam the crap out of this.
were a race of people practically extinct from doing things smart people
I don't want any of this.
He said he was
This is so bad.
How do I?
guys.
How can I be one
What
of the
is
salamanders?
this? Do you think they do this just like this is gonna be the same show?
No
Can I be one of the
way.
salamanders? Keep clicking around,
I
bro.
was about
Look
to
at all the
say-
spikes on the thing and just click on those.
How many people are in the crowd?
Why do you have
There-
4 keyboards?
Why is there so many people in the crowd for this?
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. All right. Whoa! Look
Is that
over
a
here.
Dragon? Little 2-headed dragon action? What is this?
The salamanders are still there.
So if you're listening to this, which
Way
is
to
a
tell-
terrible audio podcast, it's Gamehenge, New York, and this was in December, this was a
2023.
couple months ago.
New York.
So this was New Year. This was New Year's Eve this year.
Guys, way to Delaware it up. you know, we had a good thing called FireFly, and then you bring this shit here.
Oh my god! Now we got Lady
upgraded.
Salamander with a T-shirt cannon. Anyone listening to this thinks we're lying.
No. Yeah.
This,
Oh, I like that.
but it's just like a weird.
That's the only piece of
Smooth rock
actual
band, like-
music that has any talent. Like all of
It's
it
like
has been spoken word and just.
It's like soft rock.
Wait, dude, his donut changed.
Who killed Tila?
She's
Oh my
back.
God, and the act is still going on. This is it? Guys, I'm so disappointed. I can't lie. I can't front.
Yeah, I'm not watching this anymore.
I'm really disappointed if this is the same people who are coming. That's 4 days? How do you make that 4 days?
It's going to be a really good time.
Everybody's got their niche, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not trying to sit here and judge people like that, but if you watch that,
If you watch that,
if you
like
were going to spend $450 to watch that, I don't know if I want to have a long conversation with you.
a long conversation.
I'm just gonna check the recording. You guys keep going.
All right.
We're doing an unmanned recording today.
Yeah. I wish I don't know why I wasn't thinking. I should have like actually brought topics, but it's all good. First time figuring it out.
What do you mean? Like, this is cool. We were talking about things that, what do you mean?
I don't know. I always think stuff in my head when I'm doing shit, and I'm like, I want to like talk about.
You want to
that.
know what's crazy that I just recently brought up about, and it doesn't surprise me that not a lot of people know about this. So a lot of people don't realize like how taxes work and what they're supposed to be. So as a tipped employee, like I just posted about, if you're a server or a bartender and you basically claim that you make nothing as far as cash tips go, you're not going to be able to finance anything because you're basically making no money. And that's how the government gets you.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
You want to hear something dumber?
Yeah.
The main view going this direction froze at one point, so I don't know when it froze.
Oh, okay.
But probably at some point when we're watching Mondegreen or beforehand.
Must have been a lot going on there.
So in our full version, we may not have the view of being able to show what we're. It's either way. Like we said, we're watching Mondegreen, and that's not exciting. That's very Dover Mall.
And that's what's replacing Firefly.
Well, technically, again, it's Ocean's Calling where they're directing their money to. Phish has nothing to do with Firefly or to my understanding, isn't owned by the same group.
But it's in like the same area at the same time. Same
Yeah,
price.
it'll be at the Woodlands. It'll be at the Woodlands. So
Yeah.
I think this is Bailey's, or Dover Downs, I should say, whatever
Yeah.
they want to call themselves.
I always called them Ballies. Like, I don't know why that was funny. It's like, why do they freaking name it that? It's so dumb.
Bally's Sports Center.
Balls.
That's probably their replacement for Firefly, yes.
Yeah.
But Ocean's Calling is the financial replacement for AG.
You want to hear something even dumber? Going back to the tax thing, there are IRS agents carrying weapons now.
What? Why?
Like,
Are they like
just hired a
really
bunch of them.
warm calculators?
Wait, why?
I don't know. But I just saw it about. I can't look it up.
Can we
on the
look that?
mouse.
Go snag it. Go snag it. Whoa, my bad. I left the mouse over there going to check on everything. Why would an IRS agent need a weapon? Is my, like, are they running in the scenarios?
I don't know. Maybe people are just getting tired of paying taxes. They're like, all right, well, we're gonna get you. Okay, I don't know. Let me look it up.
Are they like being trained on how to handle?
No, they're actually just giving weapons to strangers and people that don't know how to use them. Like, hey, you crunch numbers. Here's a gun.
Go. I hate that.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah.
Let me get to Google. I don't know why this Yahoo bull crap.
Yahoo!
Browser.
Oh.
Sorry. Oh, look at all these tabs.
All right.
IRS agent carries Glock.
Agents with guns.
Agents with guns. This is terrible.
IRS special agents are considered to. Okay. Let me.
This is special agent. This isn't a report. This is a job listing.
Can we apply for this real quick together?
Oh yeah, this is just financial. The Treasury. Yeah, this is the Treasury. They absolutely have officers.
Work a minimum of 50 hours per week.
I don't think this is what you were talking about.
Wow.
You can't legally ask me to work 50 hours per week, man.
IRS plans to hire gun carrying special agents.
There you go. Is that it?
I think that's what it was.
What if Fox
Some
Business?
This guy.
President Biden's old.
The Internal Revenue Service is looking to hire special agents who carry guns, make arrests with jobs available in all 50 states, according to posts on the agency's site. Law enforcement branch of the IRS, known as a Criminal Investigations Division, is hiring for the role at locations throughout the U.S. Under the posting's major duty section, IRS special agents carry a firearm, must be prepared to protect him, herself, or others from physical attacks at any time and without warning, and use firearms in life-threatening situations, must be willing to use force up to and including the use of deadly force. But when and why? What is the IRS getting themselves involved in?
Financial crimes, money laundering, tax-related identity theft, and terrorist financing efforts.
Whoa!
But let me. Aren't we sending like the CIA, the FBI,
Right.
SWAT? Why is the IRS finding the problem and solving the problem?
Well, I feel like it's just another ruse. Like in 2001, when I think it was it was like some sort of anti-terrorism task force made it more difficult for somebody that have to prove their income in order to purchase a home and be able to obtain a mortgage. That was just an excuse to make sure the government's making its money.
Right.
The terrorism is not like putting its feelers into our mortgage market in order to make money that I know of. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not a terrorist organization. I don't work for the government.
Good to know.
Well, everybody on like that I've seen on social media is there's a lot of people doing a tax strike for 2024. Especially in my age group, yeah.
Taxes you're gonna pay your taxes.
Yeah, I think the
gonna
same thing. I think people they're gonna have to get their money somehow.
Either you're not gonna be able to own assets, or you're gonna pay your taxes. Like,
are you gonna get arrested?
Yeah, but let's play devil's advocate here. If you're in a situation where presumably in the near future you're not gonna own, and when you're talking about assets, I can buy a car without a tax return.
But you'd have to buy it cash.
No, I would not. That's a soft claim area. You just tell them how much you make. They don't need my tax returns. That's only, I believe, a house. I don't even need it for a credit card.
Maybe.
So if you can't buy a house and you just are like, okay, hey, I'm 3 years out, I'm not going to say don't pay your taxes, but
yeah,
I understand it because when your tax money's being utilized for bombings and you're finding out the CIA knew about Epstein in 2006 and you know all these different things you get unraveled in politics and the beauty of social media and TikTok and all these things unraveling all this, like, it sucks to know that that's where your money's going to and that you gotta spend it.
Exactly. And there's never been more of a divide between the government and the people. And it's like, I think I saw somewhere, and I could be wrong, it's like if 3.5% of the population like went up against the government, that would be enough to make a change.
That's a lot of people, though.
It's like 11 million something people.
If 11 million people would be willing to die.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people that gotta be willing to uproot their lives.
But everybody, like, they have a routine that they stick to. They have a society, their own friends, their own people that they want to stay with. They don't care about that
What
crap.
would that person do, though? Or what does that 11 million have to do to,
I guess, just
go against
protest peacefully.
I don't think they're going to protest peacefully
Taxes.
against the government. The government usually tends to be like, you know what, we're going to gas you.
I think there's going to be peaceful protesters, but I definitely think there's going to be extremists.
Well, what are we
for sure.
protesting against? Just taxes?
The government, the corruption, I guess all of it. I mean, whatever you think the government isn't doing.
So then what would be the thing that we as Americans, I guess, could do that, and that's, I guess, my question, what could that 11 million do that's going to make the government have to make a move?
I mean, I guess there's a couple things. I mean, I guess for one is the tax thing, not paying taxes.
Sure.
I mean, I think that'd be a big thing.
That's a huge thing, and you don't have to look it up, but I believe it's like the bottom quarter of income earners pay the majority of the taxing.
Exactly. It's literally a cog. Like, that's essentially how I see capitalism.
The rich are able to write off so much.
The rich are up there. They're in their own little cogs, but then like the working class, like that's where they get their money because trained to be that way.
And that would predominantly be the largest group of that 11 million is probably people from those classes.
And I think we're reaching a point where, you know, we had the industrial age. We went through, you know, all the way up until now, where now we're using AI, we got technology, we got all this. Like, I think we're reaching a point where we're going to need to change. I mean, I keep saying stuff too. Like, this is just me talking. Like, specifically schools. Like, there's people going to school and kids going to school that are unmotivated. They don't care. They don't care about their future. They don't care about their happiness.
I'm going to go live on Instagram real quick.
They are literally like, and like teachers are quitting their jobs because they're not getting paid enough, and they're not getting paid enough to deal with the bullshit that they got to deal with.
Sure.
So
I don't understand how that hasn't toppled already.
Exactly. I know. And like, even my own
just
stepmom's
with
a
those
teacher.
two things,
Like,
asshole kids coming from badly raised households, and then teachers that are not getting paid nearly what they need to get paid.
and then we're going to get iPad kids going in there, and it's going to be, who knows what's going to happen. But to say all that, like, there's teachers that are being in communication with their parents, letting them know, hey, your kid isn't turning in their stuff. They have a 22% in my class. Like, we need to fix this. Yeah. And then the parents are just saying, well, they turned in their paper, didn't they? Like, they turned it in. And it's like, no, like, they're not turning in their stuff. And they're like, you know, can you just change it or give them extra credit somehow? It's like, no, your kid's not doing it. But the kid doesn't care enough to do it.
But there's also so much red tape because school systems are a government-backed system that, like, say a kid's, like, severely distressed with, like, mental health issues and they start threatening things like self-harm, the school will be like, we can't deal with you. You got to go. We got to send you to therapy outside of school because we're not going to have that be a liability while it's here. That costs us way too much.
Right.
Like there's also like there's other sides to swimming to the pendulum. Like they think of it as like an insurance gig is like, oh nope, that's too much liability. We can't take on that. When certain kids really need their help and they don't have access to assets or maybe parental figures or any other guardianship that'll be able to help them out.
So,
Yeah.
but back to the original, because with all these things we're saying, like, hey, things are predominantly getting worse across a lot of areas.
Yeah.
I think we can agree there. Things are becoming more expensive. People are having to pick up more unique and creative options just to keep their bills up. And school systems, childcare systems, like it costs $1,800 a month for some kids to keep their infants in childcare.
Crazy.
Wild. So if we can agree that can't keep up for long, let's say it does keep up. When does that pendulum swing to a point where that 11 million is fed up, and what do they do that makes it change? I guess because that's where I don't see it. Why go? Why would I, common American male, want to go in, because we're all three fit that class, want to go through and hold up a sign or stop paying my taxes
When something unjust is happening that needs to change.
But for 11 million people to agree on, uproot their life, and then for an elongated period of time, because that's where the writer's strike ended, is because the writers stopped fighting nearly as hard and ended up having to back down on their requests or demands because the big billionaires just kind of held off and looked at them like, okay, don't write. See you in a few months. And then they came back, and then they're like, all right.
I thought they won.
They got a settlement. They got some of the things they wanted, but not nearly all the things they requested. And
Look into it.
yeah, and that's usually how those things go. So but we have to, as a people, that's what I'm saying, like in the writer's strike, they had a valuable asset they were withholding from those billionaires, right? They were withholding their talent. So how then do we as a people withhold something from the government that makes them have to make a move? I guess is my question, because I don't know what that is.
I think a lot of it too is like people aren't awake. Like people aren't worrying about this. Like yeah, they are, but people are just saying like this is what's like. I think I see like gas prices. You see gas prices go up. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you gonna not pay for
what,
gas?
What am I gonna do?
Like,
Exactly.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think people see it that way. But I also think there's so much more American people than the people in power. That's how I see it. Like I think if everybody does it, something will change. But I think we're all just so used to doing the same thing over and over again, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Like we're trained to be that way. And I think we're getting to a point where there's going to be an explosion. Hopefully not actually.
Yeah,
but
like a social explosion.
yeah.
I feel that.
Like
I feel that. It's just a matter of where's that value that we hold as a people that can pigeonhole the people that are in charge into making
Right.
dramatic change.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the dramatic change revolves around income. People need to make more money. And to your point, AI, tech, all these things creeping up, that changes the job force.
Mm-hmm.
That changes things. Like you just penned up a story in a split second that could be in any fantasy novel, like done. And it was ChatGPT, and that's the baby of this. Like that's our first, and we're like, whoa.
And we got
Google
Apple Vision and people walking
Gemini already
around.
came out. You see Google released theirs finally?
Mm-hmm.
It's so much better than ChatGPT.
Really?
It runs laps around it, and it can pull information with Google from that very moment. So it's no longer dependent on data from like 3 years ago. So now it can
Doesn't
start
have to look up on Bing.
No, it uses Google. It's a Google. Wouldn't that be awesome if Google AI used Bing?
Wow.
But no, it uses Google, and it's up to, like, you could make stock analysis now with this AI, up to date. Like, it's getting bigger, better, and it has visual capabilities where, like, if it had a camera on, you can literally go like this. What emotion was that? And be like, you looked really sad. Like, it could literally, like, depict. Or
What am I doing right now?
Yeah.
You are being silly.
Silly Willy little boy.
It just gives you a nickname.
But with job force shifts, with income not keeping up,
Yeah.
and now we have households, just shelter being out of reach for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
All that to say, I get the tax strike thing. And maybe that is the cog that we have power to remove that can jack up a lot.
Yeah, but like the main question you have, like I really don't know the answer. Like I don't know the main thing.
yeah.
Like
I think,
don't
but I think is what you're saying might be it.
Yeah, I think it's a big.
I think that
it might be a
it.
part
That's
of
a
it.
huge one.
But
11 million common class workers that
Yeah.
maybe on average would have owed $5,000 to $8,000 just don't do it.
But people don't realize, like, the average American pays like $20,000 a year in taxes.
Oh, it's sick. Yeah, depending on which number you put in that first document you get. Yeah.
No, yeah, but throughout the year, that
They
money's
never
going to be
explained that one in school.
taken out, and where it's going to be paid by your employer.
Yeah, you get handed your first W-4, and I'm like, what is this
yeah,
gibberish?
and it's like it's bullshit because you work a job and you say you're W2 employee in like fucking Pennsylvania, and
Just real
you know,
passionate subject for
yeah, but it's like you get your taxes taken out every paycheck you get. Okay, cool. I gave money to the government. Cool. Maybe we'll use it for good. Then you go to the store to buy stuff that you got with your money that already had taxes taken out of it.
Yeah.
And then there's a sales tax. So it's like,
Yeah.
wait, why am I giving them money when I'm paying for a pack of gum? Like, what's
And
the
what's
big deal?
crazy too is that standard employee, the big, you mentioned like, oh, we're in this cycle and this is just always how it's been, so it's always how
Yeah.
it will be. The sick part, they go and take that $20,000 out of your W-2 pay, and then they give you this $2,000 to $5,000 check back in April, and they're like, you got a refund. And everyone's like, I got money.
Yeah.
And they're like, you had to pay 20 grand to get that 5
Yeah.
grand, Lummox. Like, come on, do the math. Like you just said. And it's a
Yeah.
sick world because people get excited about it.
Right.
Right.
But now more than ever, everybody is so aware and everybody is so uneasy about the government and just connections overall with people. Like something is gonna happen, whether it's
What are you
the
gonna
people
do to
doing
stop it?
something or what.
What am I going to do to stop it? I'm just going to join. I'm just going to make sure that I'm on the right side. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be on the most empathetic and nice side.
America.
I don't know if that's the side.
Problem is, I think there's a lot of people who thought they were on the right side of history before it was history. You know, most everybody on both sides of a war think they're right.
I don't know. I'd rather stand up for something that I believe in instead of something that's like based on money.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the U.S. is based on money. You might have to leave countries. Italy's pretty cool. Would you guys ever leave countries?
Yes.
Yes.
Why? Where would you go?
Norway.
Why?
Philippines.
Oh, I know why you have experience there. You've been there, and you would consider moving there. Is it
If
just because it's
things
cheap?
stayed the same, and I could create enough passive income to where I could make a difference over there,
Is it fun over there?
you have no idea.
How much culture shock though? Just of course you can go there for a week, 2 weeks, have a blast. But when we talk about living there, like day to day, how different's the culture from
A lot.
on the other side of the
I
planet?
mean, yeah, and like
Seems fair.
I think
Ireland is awesome from Zebra.
growing up in America, like I feel like it's like propaganda in a way where America is the best. America's the best
Oh,
country on
dude.
earth. Like no, America's
talk about
honestly
that.
like low. Like
But
I don't want to live in
countries,
America.
all countries freaking suck, and
I don't think they all suck, but
Switzerland's pretty fun.
all countries
They
have
look
their,
pretty chill.
their
yeah,
poor
I'm not
points.
saying
Like,
they don't have any cons for sure, but I mean it's
To
I
your
can look
point,
it up.
you're-
It's
you nail
proven.
it.
Like you could first off, healthcare. Why are we paying this much money for healthcare when
'Cause
we should
it's
be
a-
getting it
We
for
need
free?
jets.
Yeah,
We need fighter
but it's like
pilots.
and you know when you go to other country, you pay more taxes. It's proven you pay more taxes in other countries, but you get more back.
You get certain things.
You get healthcare. You get stuff that's actually
You gotta
at least
also
what seems like
understand-
actually changing.
like all of our corruption, I feel like is a lot of skepticism of unanswered questions, and sure, there's some fact behind this stuff, but over in like third world countries, like they have to raise like $90,000 in tax money for $90,000, 90% of it to get squandered, and 10% of it to actually be able to be used for what it's supposed
Yeah,
to.
there's a lot of like we talk about corruption. There's a lot of
Like
countries.
we think
are
that corruption's
corrupt.
bad here.
Oh yeah, I'm
But
not
you're
saying
right.
there isn't any in
But
any
it's
other
been-
country.
But it sucks when you know that, like for example, the generation before us, to be quite honest with you, was in a corrupt system kind of blindly.
oh yeah,
Because
Watergate.
just like what you said, 60s, 70s, 80s, really all up until the 90s, America has full control over the media. Radio, TV, movie. Controversial, but it goes into what's going on with Ghana, Israel, Palestine people. They're being told on either side, the other side is the most evil for
Yeah.
X and Y reasons.
Yeah.
And so their people believe they're right. And that's where, like, Americans right now, I feel there's so many people that are being woken up to the fact that it's just like, wait a minute, have we just all been being lied to?
What if North
Yeah.
Korea really isn't that bad? What if North Korea is the nicest place?
everybody's chill.
You're right, though. A lot of people have been, like saying that, like, What if all these like France?
What if that's
Yeah.
where
They had that revolution we never heard
Oh,
about
dude.
all these
They
media
got a bunch of
outlets.
tractors
and then
and
on
stuff.
TikTok we're
Dude.
seeing people are running tractors through storefronts. It's
Yeah.
like they
Dude,
revolted against their government.
Well, the farmers. Well, do you know why that happened?
The farmers were some tax thing changed.
So farmers were basically paying like a 3% tax year over year prior to this, based on all their income, and then all of a sudden, this year they're like, instead of 3%, you're going to pay us 11% of what you make. And the farmers were like, no, the fuck we're not. And then they started driving their machines through stores and spraying cow shit all over government buildings.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, literally dropping off mounds of shit.
Yeah, it is bad. The videos are awesome of it though.
Yeah.
But American media didn't touch any of that revolution that was happening
Yeah.
in France because they didn't want to portray that the percent of people, whatever it is, do have the power to make it. That was just the farmers, and they jacked it up for a long while.
They're like, yeah, good luck getting money out of us, period, if we're not going to make any for you. Like,
Yeah.
And for years we have been told, hey, we're the best, we're the only option. Which is why I asked, like, would you consider another area?
Yes.
Like,
I would. I want to like. That's why I want to travel more. Like, I just want to see what it's like because I've never been actually out of the country
don't
besides like the Bahamas.
you don't.
but-
You just need to get enough money to get you back. Like, that's all you got
Yeah.
to worry about. It doesn't take that much to
at
travel.
your age, for sure, especially no kids,
Yeah.
you and the girl, absolutely.
Yeah. But to say all that, I'm not saying America's like the shittiest country, but
It's mid.
yeah, Gen Z term, mid. But like I don't know, I was thinking this morning too, like America is like yes, capitalism, whatever it is, but also like physically, like you have to drive a car everywhere. And when you go in other countries, I mean, you probably know more than I do. This is just me saying what I've heard. Is like you can actually walk around like places.
Now, when I was in the Philippines, I needed a scooter to go around everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was riding on the back of dudes.
But it's like,
I agree with you. There's places like
but like just to go places, you have to have a car. And I just
yeah.
think that
I like
already
the idea
that's
of having
crazy.
a scooter. I think like
Scooter would be
Italy,
cool,
Europe area,
but even like a train, like we could have a train going from north to south in Delaware, going stopping
Oh,
it, going
don't
through
get
the
me
beaches,
started on that.
going up to Wilmington,
But
and then
don't
even
get
go
me
up to like
started on
Philly.
You
we
have
already
to,
have the train track.
Right, like and sure, it might cost a lot of money. It might cost it'll be a
Sure.
bunch of time, but I think it's super worth it. I think it's
It
going to help
solves-
so
it
many
would solve
people.
the traffic problem.
You don't want to give the
Yeah.
homeless things that they can ride around in.
No, it would be like an Amtrak,
No.
not like a coal rig. Like
You're going to have a bunch of people train hopping.
Sure, good
and
for
they,
them.
And they have security. Yeah, and you create jobs. Amtrak engineers and techs make a lot of money.
I feel like there should be more public transportation to help out the homeless.
And just and not even Delaware, just America in general, like because you have to pay for insurance, the car.
I
the
just
fees,
wish that there was
just
like a
to
bunch
go.
of tubes we could go in.
Yeah, like a bunch of like a Polar Express.
We just
Like
gotta let
Jetsons.
Elon Musk run everything. He'd have a bunch of tubes everywhere. It'd be Tubeville, Tube City. The con of some of that insurance stuff you talk about, though, is like Canada, for example. You don't pay for your health care. If you need a surgery, you get put on like a wait list from
Yeah,
months.
I've heard that too. But even in America, it's like that. You still like I try to set up an appointment. I have to wait like 3
I don't
months
know.
before I get my hand
I-
checked
no,
out.
In
I
those
will 100
scenarios with public health care, if you have enough money, you can get private health care, and then it beats the system out. And it's the same exact scenario that you're in America.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
money always
Everyone,
wins,
yeah,
baby.
money always wins, and they get their money one way or another. America's definitely, we're learning the way that they're. That's why I think it is. I think just for decades we thought America was the one country that wasn't doing it, and now we're just finding out they were doing it in a bunch of creative ways.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of more.
But also
what's
just
happening.
quality of living. Like, I mean, FDA itself, like food in general over there, it's like there's so much stuff banned in America or banned in other countries that's still in America.
Yeah,
Like,
but also you're
and
walking
livability
through,
and work weeks.
You're walking through areas where there's raw meat getting tossed around that could
They're
get you
really-
violently sick.
Yeah, and that's one portion of it. But
But I think that for one, you're right. But for there to be regulations and things to be put in place, they got to get money and companies involved to support it, and then that's where the corruption starts.
I think we should just dismantle the FDA. We should just replace it with something better.
I don't
'Cause
know.
We'll do it with the
they should've
IRS
caught
guns.
this shit a while ago.
What?
The IRS
We'll
guns.
get the IRS guns and take down the FDA. Heard it here first.
Back to the IRS thing.
Terrorism.
I did hear from I wouldn't drop their name, that due to the current staffing at the IRS, if you're netting less than $400,000 a year, they really don't give a damn about.
I've
your
heard that
return.
too.
And if your business is netting less than $1 million, or I've heard $1 million flowing, or like 8 to 10 million in like moving money.
Yeah.
So like total gross revenue moving through the company, and these are not numbers that anyone should be relying on for doing anything. Everyone do your taxes. But due to the IRS staffing, and they had a bill that went out that got denied. They were asking for more staffing. They were like, hey, we need help.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were going to hire like 60,000 employees, and then I got denied.
Who works for the IRS? Like, who wants to work for the IRS? Why do you want to work for the IRS?
Give me a gun.
Oh, no.
I feel like the IRS gives big DMV vibes.
Right. Like it doesn't seem
corporate
fun.
DMV. No,
it
it
doesn't
seems
seem
awful.
fun, and you're pissing people off all the time.
I think they used to make good money in comparison, but now the income issue
Oh,
is
yeah.
tough.
You know
Their
what?
own issue. Like,
Yeah, they
You
created
wanna
their
know
own problem.
what would
Well, that would
probably-
be more the Mint more than
yeah.
the Fed and the Mint. What were we saying?
You know what would probably be a fun job?
What's up?
I'm working at TSA, just pissing people off.
Yeah.
Take your jacket off. What's in your pocket?
I don't know if they talk like that. But I get stressed out. I'm just like, all right, is my watch going to buzz? I need to get it off. Like, ugh. Yeah.
The way I just don't care, and I just be flying with things. Like, I just don't care. Like,
That's another thing, that the TSA is actually a very controversial thing that we put so much money into because it's not been proven to really have prevented anything.
look
Really?
at 9/11.
Well, not TSA was put in because of 9/11.
No.
We didn't have it.
Close enough. But like, even that's a
Look at
crazy.
this!
That's a crazy fact though, because I can't imagine going into an airport and just going on a plane. Like, I just
Yeah,
think
that's
weird
what
to
and
me.
that's what it was. And this was their idea of fixing it. Now, maybe it fixed it, but when you looked at the big broad scale of things, this was the first time this had ever happened. And now we plug billions and billions and billions of dollars into it every year in every airport in every area with all this equipment and all this staffing.
Yeah.
And to prevent what was one of the worst days in American history, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of arguments that it's not preventing anything, and there's a lot of easier ways to
Yeah.
like, why don't you just put an X-ray as you're walking into the gate, into the plane, and if it goes off, hey, come here. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I don't
either
run
way,
airports.
There's a lot of stuff wrong with the world. There's a lot of good stuff with
Yeah,
the
what's
world.
some good? Let's say some good stuff in the world. What's good stuff? What's good right now?
What is good? What if
Louis
you,
Oyster House burger.
The good Louis Oyster House burgers. That's good.
Oh,
Let's look up
man.
good stuff in the good news.
good
in the world.
news in the world? Yeah, because there's always something good going on.
There's always something good.
Pitchers and catchers start today for baseball. Training starts.
Getting warmed up for spring training. Have the winter
America's
meetings already happened?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Wait, geologists, thank you, found a mega structure built by Ice Age hunters submerged in the Baltic
click
Sea.
that.
Blink.
Oh, I love when they find out that the world's older than they thought it was.
Adams.
I feel like back to that.
Oh, dude.
Whoa!
They built some rocks.
Look at that wall. Yeah.
Can't get round here.
In the autumn of
my
2021,
guy.
geologists discovered an unusual row of stones more than a half-mile long, just 21 meters below the sea. 1,500 stones are aligned so regularly, likely to build the structure around 11,000 years ago to hunt reindeer.
Wait, they can fly? They're real? They're actually real flying reindeer?
Yeah, they got
Well,
what they had to
it's
build a
right.
wall.
They had to build a wall to keep him in. Build a wall. During their survey, however, they stumbled upon this strange row of stones, characterized by many smaller stones that connect a very large boulder. Today, the Baltic Sea is around 68 feet deep at this location, thus the stone wall must have been built before the sea level rose significantly, which happened for the last time around 8,500 years ago.
If this is what they're building in 11,000 years ago,
Go back up to that real quick.
and then like 7,000 years
How about a
ago,
pizza?
2 large peaches, specialty, 1 plus... No, back to the
they go
stone
from,
wall.
oh, look, these rocks look like they could be put here.
Yeah.
to cell
Freaking
phones.
pyramids.
Yeah.
Aliens exist.
Yeah.
Man, we could, if we started talking about that, I know we talk about it for hours.
The alien side of things?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you know
Why
my
wouldn't they
take
let
on
us
it.
storm
I think
Area
it's a time
51?
thing. I think it's a time
Oh, yeah.
I
Was cool. I remember that.
I don't know. I think Area 51's a cute thing.
I think I like the so my thing is like I'm like skeptic about it because like I 100% believe in aliens. Like I think there's something out there, or extraterrestrials. There's something out there. It's so big, there has to be. But I also like the idea of it's kind of like astro projecting in a way, but it's like a
astro protecting.
yeah, it's like that. It's like what's it called? It's like another being from another dimension kind of thing. Kind of like a remember that guy, the bald guy that's like talks like this? Bashar, yeah, kind of like that sort of thing. Like
Poop.
Like I think
Oh.
that exists. Like I think there
okay. So
is that.
so the barrier. So in that theory, and it's a bona fide scientific theory that time itself doesn't really exist. All moments in time all kind of exist at the same time. It's a really wacky theory to dive into, though. When you start actually wrapping your brain around the fact that time as a concept is just human-made and doesn't exist, and that everything that ever was, ever is all now, it hurts.
Like, what is... So go into that. Like, what does that mean exactly? Like, everything is... Like, time is an illusion. Because we have years, we have months, we have weeks, we have hours, we have minutes. And yes, we have the now. But, like, if time doesn't exist, then what is a year? Like, what do we call
It's
that?
just a way that we keep track of things. How else would I know how old I am, or how long something is, how long I'm supposed to be in relationship with your business? Or, I mean, we have to have some way of tracking things. Otherwise, how do we have history, and how do we keep accordance of what happened when? I mean, to say time doesn't exist doesn't mean history didn't happen. It did.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, you can't go back to it, and you can't go forward. You are in this moment locked. There's nothing.
So it's like
else
it's
you
not
can
a
get.
thing. It's just...
It's not a thing. It's just a
Yeah.
way we keep track of things. It's a year is
that makes
simply
sense.
a lap around the sun.
Mm-hmm.
A day is a spin around the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a way we calculate things.
Yeah.
A foot is just 12 inches. It's just what we called it
And time is like the most important currency
for us.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah. it
That's why
sucks 'cause
Justin
you don't know
Timberlake
how much
made
you
a movie
have.
about it.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber made a movie about time.
Justin Timberlake did. It's called In Time, and they use time as currency.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Whoa.
Doesn't he like gamble and stuff?
Yeah, it puts like 100 years on the line.
That's
saw a-
It was
crazy.
down to like his last like 30 seconds
Yeah.
of living, and then he wins the hand, and then he gets like 1 billion years back.
I saw that on TikTok for like 30 seconds, and I was like, whoa.
Can I make you feel really good about your life real quick with money? All right. So if I told you that I had $10 million that I could give you, but you got to meet me at this corner of this block at 6 a.m. All right. Just meet me there on time, ready to go.
Do I know you already, or are you like
Yeah.
a drug dealer?
No, no, no. Just meet me there. I got the $10 million in cash. It's going to be yours. Now, what if I told you that when you secure this money, that will be your last day and you will die? You will die in your sleep.
Definitely not doing it.
Definitely not taking it, right?
Yeah.
So you just told me that waking up is worth more than $10 million.
Absolutely.
And you did that this morning.
Yeah.
It's a pretty worthwhile day you're living.
I even pooped.
Absolutely.
You
I pooped today. Yeah.
Just waking
Time
up
is the
10
most
million
important
bucks.
currency. It
Yeah.
outweighs any. Mark Zuckerberg would give up every dollar and cent he'd ever made to go back to your age right now in your body with your knowledge. He would do it split second.
Well, if he wasn't a lizard, yeah.
You're right, because he can live for. He's
We
an,
just
he's,
saw his concert.
He's an eternal lizard man. You imagine? Has someone done that? Like, you know, like the backup dancers for concerts and stuff like that. You know, has some rich Mark Wahlberg ever hit up Beyonce and just been like, "Hey, man, I've had this weird thing. I want to be like a backup dancer. Just throw a mask on me, no one will know it's actually me." Because Mark Zuckerberg could be one of those little chameleons in that little dance. You never know.
Has anybody ever done that? Like,
I don't know.
Brit-
We'd never know.
I really
Oh,
want to
people
know
have
now.
little dancing people like Amanda Bynes, the Amanda Show. They have dancing lobsters.
How do you apply for that position? How do people get into that? Like, how do you list that? Is that just on Indeed?
I'll
like,
be your manager. I got you.
No, but time is a weird thing, and there's a really interesting graph when you like. I would have to like bring up a digital. I don't even know what to look at, but it hurts the brain to think time doesn't exist. But also, it's a little bit empowering to know that everything that exists is right now. This is the only moment you are in charge of. Whatever you did in the past, whatever you're feeling guilty about, whatever pain you're feeling, it literally doesn't exist. It's only in your brain.
That
It's
is,
only
like-
between your ears. So any pain you're feeling, any anxiety, any stress.
Imagine if we get the power of a black hole, because supposedly you can bend time inside a black hole. And imagine if I got that in my watch, and I could just be like, "Nah, I'm gonna redo that."
like, what is it,
I would
Interstellar?
try so many pickup lines on the most beautiful women that I would ever meet, and just be like, "All right, rewind."
And so when you get deep into quantum theory too, which quantum mechanics and quantum theory are things that even the people who study it don't even understand still, you get into the fact that what they did in the Avengers to travel through time is actually a legitimate theory. To get down to a specific size, travel at a specific time to make it plausible to actually ignore time is really what the theory is. Oh, you don't want to look up quantum theory.
I just want to see what comes up.
It probably nothing. Even the people who study quantum theory, I don't think there's a good definition.
Quantum mechanics.
Yeah, let's look up what they define it as.
Is a fundamental
Quantum-
theory of
You got to read it
behavior.
louder, my friend.
Quantum mechanics is a fundamental theory in physics that describes the behavior of nature at and below the scale of atoms. It is the foundation of all quantum physics.
Universes.
Can I just give you one thing to look up that'll break your brain, that'll explain this?
Yeah.
Just go to YouTube and look up the slit experiment. Just go to YouTube and
Sounds
look up the
sexy.
the double slit experiment. So quantum physics is basically trying to study the other dimension that we can't really figure out. And it has to do with observation of things,
Like this one?
Not that one. That one's an older one. Do that guy. He seems like he explains things for us. Okay. Basically saying when he sent this atom through these two atoms through, they behaved like light.
How did they do this back in the 1700s?
I don't know. And light always, like he's saying, is in motion. Like things are always vibrating. This is actually good. This makes it make a little bit more sense. Yeah, because some certain things are solid. It means certain things are particles and waves. This isn't a good breakdown of it. This feels like a class. I just want him to show it. Can you back up and go to maybe a different result? Maybe, yeah. Because he's not really going into the controversy of it.
Dr. Quantum.
Oh, there's what's his face.
Yeah, go to Thomas Young.
Yeah, he'll tell us, and then we get to listen to his voice. Basically, that it behaves differently when you're observing it than when you're not observing it.
Never-ending set out to devise.
I feel like this is something I'd see on TikTok. 5 clips of it.
The crossing of a threshold into a wonderland with the known rules of for the first.
It sounded really cool.
That did sound cool.
On a whole new level. We'll pull over to the right or the left. Photon passes. Left slit. Another right. If we watch them all day long, the pattern would be random. About half would go through either. Where are the waves? There's Young's interference. No one on Earth can't live with that. The smallest quantum universe. The mere. Okay, photons. This time, we promise you're not going to believe. Simply by not retrial ever whether or not.
So now it behaves like light. And it shows the light pattern because it's like that dispersion.
My God,
all because
that's
it's
crazy.
So the reason we didn't get it was because we were.
Isn't that nuts?
Man.
It gives me goosebumps to think about that. That's where we're gonna end it.
Wow. Okay.
That's a tough one.
I feel weird now.
It's a weird one.
It's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, because how do they know?
Well, it was discovered, to my understanding, on accident. They were testing. They had found how to get the photon, send it out individually, and then it was just they had a test that was done, and then when they realized when it was done again without them actually observing it, the results were different.
Wow.
And people have been trying to figure out why ever since, I think. And that is literally all of quantum mechanics. That entire quantum theory lives and breathes that study.
Observation.
Well, this was a fun podcast. It was nice shooting the shit with you guys.
We were shooting a film, not.
We were shooting
crap.
photons.
All right, Photon Boys.
See ya.
That was fun.